Welcome back to my stand-up channel. Alec Baldwin's New Mexico film set was previously accused of negligence after a shooting left a man with a permanent injury, 15 years before the actor accidentally shot and killed a crew member there last week. In court documents exclusively obtained by The Sun, Bonanza Creek Ranch in Santa Fe, New Mexico, was accused of negligence by a band member at an event where booze was allegedly flowing, and firearms were out and loaded. The 2006 complaint took aim at the ranch and several other defendants, including defendant Sean Caffrey, who was an employee, member, agent of Ye Old West and Ye Old World Living History Foundation, and was hired as a reenactor of Old West quick-draw gunfights who performed at the event, while plaintiff Sean Helian was contracted to provide live entertainment, consisting of singing and playing instruments at the event. At the ranch, the suit continued as the night wore on. The lawsuit alleged that while Sean Helian was setting up his band equipment to perform, Sean Caffrey, who was allowed to retain possession of his firearm and to drink alcohol, even though his firearm was visible, in a drunken state fired a pistol next to Sean Helian's ear. In the lawsuit, Sean Helian and his wife Wendy were suing Bonanza Creek Ranch, Ye Old West and Ye Old World Living History Foundation, as well as Sean Caffrey after Helian suffered immediate and permanent injury from the weapon discharging next to his ear. The Helian asked the court to grant them an undisclosed amount in damages from the defendants for their pain and suffering. The case was dismissed with prejudice after the parties negotiated a settlement agreement. Earlier on Monday, newly released document revealed that Baldwin, who fatally shot Helena Hutchins, 42, after reportedly being handed a loaded gun, was rehearsing with the firearm at a mock church at Bonanza Creek Ranch, according to an affidavit issued on Sunday. Film director Joel Souza recounted to investigators working on the case that he heard the phrase "cold gun" as he prepped the scene, the New York Post reported. The phrase is supposed to confirm that the weapon was safe to shoot and not loaded with live rounds. The affidavit, which was used to obtain a warrant, was released by Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office, Style Heavens explains. As per the document, Souza revealed he had no recollection of whether the revolver was actually checked after a lunch break prior to the tragic incident that took place on October 21, 2021. Souza explained that the firearms on the film set normally go through a safety check process. Armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed checks the guns first, followed by Assistant Director Dave Halls. Cameraman Reed Russell, another witness of the fatal Rust shooting mishap, said, also opened up about what happened. The warrant states, Russell said while preparing, there was a shadow coming from the outside light and they had to move the camera at a different angle from Alec. He said Alec was trying to explain how he was going to draw out the firearm and where his arm would be at when the firearm was pulled from the holster. Read our Alec Baldwin shooting live blog for the very latest news and updates. Russell was not sure why the firearm was discharged and just remembered the loud bang from the firearm. The warrant adds about the shooting which left Souza injured with a bullet to his right shoulder. According to the document, Russell remembered seeing Souza with blood on his person, and Hutchins, unable to feel her legs. He also noted that the incident was not caught on film. Also in the affidavit, Detective Cano wrote, Joel, Russell said there should never be any life rounds near or around the scene, as Cano was told about how the shooting went down. According to Russell, he was told Baldwin was talking about how he would be taking out the gun when the prop gun went off. Baldwin was very careful with the prop gun, according to Russell, who recalled the actor pushing for safety on the Rust set. When Baldwin pulled the prop gun's trigger, Hutchins yelled, she couldn't feel her legs. Baldwin was told the weapon was cold, and wasn't aware it was loaded when he fired it, killing Hutchins and injuring writer-director Souza. The actor's tragic shooting followed one of many safety concerns raised by crew members on the film's New Mexico set. And the assistant director on Rust, Dave Halls, had a record of unsafe practices on set, a prop maker has claimed. Maggie Gall, who worked on Hulu's Into the Dark anthology series in February 2019, said Halls did not maintain a safe working environment. Meanwhile, Santa Fe detective Joel Cano recounted in his report that Souza said he was looking over the shoulder of Helena when he heard what sounded like a whip and then a loud pop. Joel then vaguely remembers Helena complaining about her stomach and grabbing her midsection, he wrote. Joel also said Helena began to stumble backwards and she was assisted to the ground. Joel explained that he was bleeding from his shoulder and he could see blood on Helena. In addition to unsafe practices being reported, the deadly shooting came just hours after Rust crew members stormed off set. Source: the-sun.com. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.